So this is the front end of the current app that we've got, and it's off to the side. Can you see it all? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the functionality is very straightforward. Everything that we do to push a trade, not push a trade, to make our users aware that there's a trade to be taken, right, is the signals portion, right? So when you have your app, it will default to that so that it turns into just a single click, right? So a push notification, just like for most people receiving a commission, you get a push notification from whatever your wallet is. Or Facebook says you got a new friend, there's a push notification. So this is the app that controls that. It goes on your phone, it's Android, it's iOS, and this is the main portion for creating and taking trades. The stop loss trailer, the original buy order, all that stuff is there, okay? On that page, which you can set to a default, is the same image that we've got on our homepage, right? So example, Ethereum Zcash, right? This function, this little icon right here, when you click that, it executes your trade. It does the buy and creates the trailing stop, and then it puts that on your stats page, right, inside the app. So, is it complete? Is it pending a sell? Your percent profit, if it's sold, if it hasn't sold yet, that obviously would be blank. The trading pair. Can you guys see that? I'll zoom in a little bit. The time stamp, so you know how old it is, what you bought, right? The quantity right here tells you how many of whatever coin it was that you bought. So BTC Neo on that scenario, about 5.123. Was it a real trade? Was it a demo trade? The price that I bought it at, the price that it would need to hit before the trailing stop would cancel and go higher. And then if it's sold, you would get a final sell price and calculate at that time a percent profit, because it would have to sell either at the original stop or at the higher percentage stop. Once we have that, then of course we can calculate the percent, and then it gives you the timestamp of when it was sold, so that you know how long you were in that trade.
And all of this you can match on the exchange as well. You can actually see the trades being executed.
Exactly. So this is all real-time information that you would plug into what you see here on the exchange. So just like we had talked about, Andreas, on the page that shows the button, when you click it, it executes on the exchange in real time. So if anyone tries to rip off my HID BTC somehow, there's $25 in there. It's a demo account, so
it's okay.
But this is how it works. So you click the button and it goes through these EMAs. It goes through the stochastic RSI and regular RSI. Okay, what we stand for is transparency. Our trades and our performance will be published on the homepage. There will never be an instance where we have a single person that says anybody took their money because of 1CLICK. Your trades, you will love them. You'll love the signals. And perfectly honest, I'm going to run through this little portion of how our system works with some screenshots. This shows people willing to buy. This section shows people willing to sell, and it does not matter what kind of indicator that you have, if it's EMA, which is exponential moving averages, or MACD, or RSI, they all really tell you the same thing. You want to buy low and you want to sell high. Okay, so these are the people that are willing to buy. These are people willing to sell, and because of technology that gives us the wonderful world of crypto, there's things called API keys, and that allows companies like mine to read this data, to read these charts, and then use calculations and algorithms to find sales, to find orders that you can buy, and we want the price to go up. And when it does, we can sell that for you on your behalf. So the signal comes through. In this case, it would be BTC USDT. You click the button, it places the buy order against the real-time market, and it sells it right here. It creates that sell with a trailing stop functionality. Okay, if we interface with the exchange, which currently is actually 18 exchanges that we have in our library, to place a buy order and the stop order all with that single click. Okay, so a professional trader would come in here and he would look at these numbers and say, all right, so my EMAs are crossing here. That would be a good time to buy. And I don't know if you can see can you see my, okay, so the lines merge here in an upward trend. And that would be a buying opportunity. So with the trailing stop, I'll try to zoom in specifically to this section. And anybody can Google EMAs and learn what I'm showing you right here. But when it crosses, when it crosses, that's the buying opportunity. I zoomed in way too far and I don't even know where I'm at. That's the buying opportunity. So there it is. And a trailing stop would have recognized that the price is up. Current price at this line, 6664.15, right? And then it starts to drop somewhere around right here. It would have transitioned from a trailing stop to an open order to sell. So you buy here and it goes up, best case scenario, it starts to drop and then it triggers that trailing stop and turns it into an active order to sell it. Okay. That's the functionality. We use more indicators than we technically need to provide that functionality that we just talked about. We just want to make sure that our signals are fruitful, that they work, and all of that we're transparent by putting it on the homepage. Okay.
Wonderful. So
yeah, the idea is to get capture a lot of little games, like
right.
per scalping. And if you can do that a lot, couple percent here and there, then it adds up.
Right. So the app and the algorithms behind it take into consideration things like this, spreads and candlestick patterns and all the stuff that really would take a very concerted effort just to memorize and understand exactly what all of this is. Not to mention emotions and fear and the
time.
The time. Yeah, the time is the biggest part of it. So if you have the ability, put it inside a single app that does all this for you with a single click. I've kind of joked with my programming friends and people that we work with. If we left it to them to design what we're trying to do, it would look like a normal exchange. It would look like this. And the simple fact is, we can display all that, but we don't want to. We just want to be a click and show me my profits and let me put my phone back in my pocket and I'll worry about the rest later. Okay? It's there if you want it, but you don't have to. And that's the nutshell. So